Hey guys, I had recorded a series of different depression living videos, some of them even a while back. I actually have a lot of stocked videos, things that I recorded as I did them and just never had time to edit and post. But today I want to share with you some tips and tricks on depression living because we see the inflation now. I recorded this before it was needed, but now we think it's really needed. And I think we're going to need it more and more in the coming season and the climates that we're in and the things that we see heading to the world and to the nations. So today I'm going to show you this really easy way to stretch a pork roast. Pork roast is pretty cheap. Now, when this was filmed, the pork roasts were about half the price that they are now. So you're going to see a price on there and think, where did you get that? Well, it's doubled in price, but it's still a relatively cheap cut of meat compared to other meats. But you can turn one pork roast easily into 6 big meals, snacks, dog treats, and Lard, all from one pork roast. And I'm going to show you how to do that to kind of break it up and stretch it out. Now, a lot of times I grind my pork roast because I have a meat grinder and I just like the ground meat. It's very versatile. You can make sausage with it. You can put it in beans. You can put it in winter greens. You can put it in soups. But if you don't have a meat grinder, you don't have to do that. You can just cube it into little pieces and store it in portions to use in bigger meals. So instead of just roasting one pork roast, you can turn it into 6 different, full meal pots of beans, pork and cabbage or any other winter green, collard greens, mustard greens, things like that, which you can actually even serve with rice to stretch it even further if you need to, or you can use it as a side, green beans, things like that. Or you can use it as the ground meat to make sausages and different things, breakfast sausage, boudin. It can turn it into so many different things and really stretch that meat out. But I'll get about 6 meals off of, and that's pretty large meals because I always feed everybody, but out of one pork roast. But you can also get your Lard from it if you do it right. You can get cracklins from it, which is a great healthy keto energy boosting little snack, or you can use it as dog treats. I usually have more than what I can eat, so I use them to train my dogs as well. Much healthier than those weird chemical, who knows what's in it, expensive treats that you get from the store. So from this roast, which cost $6, I got 6 meals, treats, and Lard. Now that price is doubled now, so that roast would probably run about $12, but that's still incredibly cheap.
The way I do it is I just cut the roast into strip steaks all the way down, which look like this, which is going to give me a thick piece of fat on one side. So then I just cut that off into these longer strips, leaving plenty of meat because that just makes it good. And then I cut each of those little strips into little pieces. I'm putting the good meat in here to grind for boudin and breakfast sausage. And the little pieces of cracklins I'll save for later. I find that's the easiest way to do it, because if you just cut the whole slab of fat off and then try to cut it up, it's hard to work with. It cuts easier in steaks, I find. All right, once you got your pieces cut kind of small, make sure you put it in a pan that is deep enough to hold the grease, because all this is going to melt and you're going to end up with a lot of lard at the bottom. So if you use a shallow pan, it's going to spill over in your oven. So cut them into small pieces in a deep pan, put it in the oven. 450. I use the air fryer mode, works a lot better. 425 to 450 is good. And even if you don't have an air fryer mode, that's okay. You can just do it. It'll just be a lot quicker with the air fryer mode. And then we'll just let it go. It's going to take a different amount of time depending on how much you're doing. So I just check it every once in a while and can't really tell you how long it's going to take. But for me, usually about 20 minutes does it. Get them out. They kind of look about like this. We want to take them out the grease and put them on a paper towel to dry, and then save your Lard. I'll pour it off. See, when you let it cool a little bit, you can just tilt it and it'll all just pour right out. I pour it into a glass jug and save it. And then we season. All right, you want to put a little seasoning on them. Do like a seasonal of any variety that you like. I do onion, garlic, black, and a little salt. All right, that's liquid lard. When it cools down, it will solidify. And this is People Are Dog Treats, keto friendly, good for energy.
Cracklins will store in a jar on the shelf easily for a week at room temperature, and the Lard will store indefinitely. Now I know there are some pieces in here that are ridiculously big because those are actually just dog treats.